to Mark Gibson Shumaris channel. Accountant with designations CPA, MBA, CMA, ACPA, ASA, Australia. Enjoy learning!
Okay, so good afternoon, class, and welcome to your financial accounting and reporting class. Today, we'll discuss about the equity investment. Okay, so classifications of equity securities. So when we say less than 20% ownership, no? So parang itong bar na to, it denotes the ownership, no, of and since we are talking about equity securities, ito yung at the point of view of investor, no? So tayo yung nag-invest to another company. Now, sabi natin, if our ownership is less than 20%, the presumption is the investor does not have significant influence over the investee company. Now, we treat it as either equity investment at fair value through profit or loss, or equity investment at fair value through other comprehensive income. No? So later on, we'll discuss more of this. No? Of course, there is no share in the net income or net loss. Also, no share in other comprehensive income. And whenever we receive dividend, we treat it as dividend income. No? So that's this will be the treatment if you have less than 20% ownership. Now, if you have 20% to 50% ownership, so ito na, the presumption is the investor has significant influence, no? And then this will be the time that we're going to recognize investment in associates or joint venture. Also, since we have significant influence over the other entity, we use equity method. So meaning we have now a share in the net income and share in the other comprehensive income. No? So this is OCI, should be OCI. And then whenever we receive dividends, we treat it as a return of investment. No? So yun yung difference. Now, if the ownership is more than 50%, the presumption is the investor has control over the investee company. No? And since this is more than 50%, no, meaning pag sinabi kasi natin control, ito na yung you have control over decision making, over significant, say, decisions that the company will undergo. No? And of course, if you have more than 50% stake at the company, there's now so-called parent-subsidiary relationship. No? These two, ito class, yung less than 20% and 20% to 50% will be discussed in financial accounting and reporting. Now, more than 50%, this will be discussed in your advanced accounting class. No? In fact, this is part of the business combination. No? Okay. So, like I said, we'll focus on less than 20% and 20 to 50%. For financial accounting and reporting. All right. Now, let's go first to less than 20%. No? So remember, no, so sabi natin, if you have less than 20% stake at the company, the presumption is you do not have significant influence over the company. So basically, you are having investment in this particular entity, but for the intention of buying or selling, for short-term profit taking or derivative. No? So sabi natin, if the intention of investing in equity falls through this category, we can assume that this is held for trading. So ganun na, class, ha? Either one of these. No? So kung bawa, the intention is to buy and sell, held for trading na agad yan. If the intention is to hold it for short-term profit taking, so meaning ito yung pag tumaas, benta agad, pag in order for you to get short-term profit, no? So we classify it as held for trading. Also, if you hold it as derivative, no, meaning to satisfy future transactions. So ito kasi we have a separate topic on derivatives. So but I'm sure you're already familiar with options, forwards, and future contracts. No, so those are the different types of derivatives. Again, if the intention is to hold it as derivatives, then it is held for trading. No? So um, yun ang concept ng held for trading. So if it's an investment in equity held for trading, if the answer is yes, then we report it at fair value through profit or loss. So yun muna ha. Now, kung hindi naman, so sabi, not held for trading. So if it's not, no? So pag no, ito ngayon yung test na pag-uusapan natin. At inception date, it elects to carry at fair value through OCI. So parang ganito, no? Pag held for trading siya, we record it at fair value through profit or loss. Ngayon, pag hindi held for trading, tignan natin, ano ba yung at election date, ano ba yung pinili? Parang ganun, no? Ano yung pinili na valuation? Is it through OCI? If yes, of course, you evaluate it through fair value through OCI. Pero pag hindi, then you still have to carry it at fair value through profit or loss. So wag malilito, tandaan lang na generally held for trading and even not held for trading should be carried at fair value through profit or loss unless pag yung not held for trading at election date they chose to carry it at fair value through OCI. So in that case, yun yung gagamitin. Okay? So that's for less than 20%, no? So yun yung pinaka-test mo, at least meron ka ng guide kung ano yung magiging treatment. Okay. So ngayon pag-usapan pa natin yung sana ako dito naman ako. Pag-usapan natin yung difference pa. Pag-usapan natin yung difference ng held for trading and not held for trading. So basically ito na yung pinag-usapan natin kanina pero ngayon side by side, no? So held for trading, ano yung ano yung valuation? It's equity investment at fair value through profit or loss, no? So yan yung held for trading. Now, pag not held for trading, sabi ko kanina, 'di ba? Generally, it should be FBPL. Ganun lang akong klase para hindi ka na ulit-ulitin, no? It's fair value through profit and loss. Tapos pag EI, FB, OCI naman, it's fair value through other comprehensive income. So ganun na. So sabi natin, pag if the problem is silent, so parehas silang FBPL. Now, for not held for trading, at election date, so meaning ito na yung conception, no? So start of the investment pa lang and they chose to use FBOCI, then it becomes irrevocable choice, no? So ito na yung gagamitin mo throughout termination, no? So kaya sinasabi natin initially it's fair value and then all the transaction costs are being expensed. So, ito yung FBPL, ha? Ganito yung treatment. Now, kung not held for trading yan, at FBPL, so meaning parehas yung valuation na gagamitin natin. Alright? Now, paano naman pag FBOCI? So, it's fair value plus, tandaan yan, transaction cost. Yun yung nagkaiba, no? Pag FBOCI, you have to add the transaction cost as part of the initial cost of the investment. In FBPL, the transaction costs are being expensed outright. So yun yung yan yung difference ng dalawa. Now subsequently, the change in fair value, we record it as part of the profit and loss, while in FVOCI, the fair value is recorded under the other comprehensive income. Of course, when you receive dividends, you record it as income. No? So parehas naman yan. Now, in terms of sales, no? So pag halimbawa binenta natin yung equity investment, the gain or loss will go to the profit and loss. So it's the net proceeds less the fair value of the prior year. So we get the gain or loss. Now, if it's FVOCI, the cumulative unrealized gain or loss, o take note class ha, itong GL dyan, that's gain or loss. Ha? We book it to your retained earnings. So yan yung difference. No? Again, to test the understanding of this concept, I prepared a number of discussion problems. No? So we'll have it one by one later. Actually, here na. Okay, so with that, let's go to problem number 1. Let me read the problem. Read the requirement first. In the 2022 income statement, what amount should be reported as unrealized gain or loss? So you have 4 choices below. During 2021, Piolo entity purchased marketable securities as a trading investment. For the year ended December 31, 2021, Piolo recognized an unrealized loss of 200,000. So class, ito muna tayo. Pansinin nyo, ang sabi dito, trading investment. So meaning these are held for trading. So pag ganon, di ba, unang isipin mo na agad, ang treatment is FBPL. Now, on December 31, 2021, Piolo recognized an unrealized loss of 200,000. There were no security transactions during 2022. So meaning hindi nagbago. And then Piolo provided the following information on December 31, 2022. So wag magpapalito. Itong mga data na to is for December 31, 2022 na. No? So let's have problem number 1. Okay. Sige. So, isahin muna natin, no? Una, meron ka syempre cost na 4,250,000. Para hindi ka malito, lagyan ko ito ng okay. Usually kasi, when I calculate class, I drop the 3 zeros, no? Para at least hindi mahirap mag-type, no? Imagine, ta-type ko pa lahat ng zero na yun. Anyway, so cost natin is 4,250,000. So given naman yan, wala pa tayong... Ngayon, pansinin mo, no? Sabi, on December 31, 2021, nag-record daw tayo ng unrealized loss of 200,000. So question, if we recognize unrealized loss of 200,000 on December 31, 2021, mas bumaba ba o mas lumaki yung fair market value on December 31, 2021 compared to our cost of 4,250,000? So parang ganito lang yan, no? 4,250,000 yung cost natin. Nag-recognize daw tayo ng unrealized loss of 200,000. So meaning, bumaba yung fair market value at December 31, 2021. So yun yung i-demonstrate ko rito. No? So there's an unrealized loss of 200,000. So therefore, the fair market value at December 31, 2021 was 4,050,000. Kaya nga nagkaroon tayo ng decline. No? Kaya meron tayong unrealized loss. Now, sabi, come December 31, 2022, ang market value na is 5 million. So kung may 5 million ka dyan, compare it with the fair market value at December 31, 2021, then you have to recognize gain of 950,000. Kasi, di ba, 5 million na yung market value, and the previous year's market value was 4,050,000. So just have to get the difference of the two. So meron ka ngayon unrealized gain of 950,000. So the answer is letter A. Pero ngayon, para at least mas ma-appreciate mo yung process, let us discuss the relevant entries. No? So para at least talagang ma-refresh ka dun sa concept. No? So sabihin na lang natin na in 2021, bumili ka daw ng equity investment, no? Securities A and B. So yan lang natin, compound na lang natin. So that's debit to equity investment fair value PL and credit cash for 4,250,000. No? So at cost, di ba? Wala tayong problema dyan. Pagdating ng December 31, 2021, kinompare natin siya sa market value. So ang market value nung December 31, 2021 was 4,050,000. So in that case, we have to recognize unrealized loss. So that's debit to unrealized loss of 200,000 and credit to FBPL of 200,000. Kaya kung napansin mo, kung magkakaroon ka ng T account at December 31, 2021, ito kamo yung EFIBPL mo, no? So meron ka ditong debit na, 4,250,000 and then at the same time, magkakaroon ka ng credit na 200,000 to recognize the unrealized loss. So meron ka ngayong ending balance na 4,050,000. At kung napapansin mo, that's exactly the same with the fair market value at December 31, 2021. Alright? No? So ganun pa rin. So I hope nakakasunod. So okay na tayo dito. And then come December 31, 2022, market value was 5 million. So again, you have to recognize this time unrealized gain. So you have 4,550,000 compared to the market value of 5 million. So meron ka ngayon 950,000 na gain. So that's debit to EIFBPL of 950,000 and credit to unrealized gain. So i-diretso natin tong T account natin. So meron ka ngayon dito debit na 950. So therefore, ang total ng EIFBPL mo is 5 million at December 31, 2022. So yun. So question, ano ba ang treatment naman ng EIFBPL? Is it an asset, a liability, or equity? So the answer is it's an asset. Ngayon, kung anong type ng asset, is it current or non-current? Again, class, this is held for trading and so therefore this is current assets. Okay, so that's problem number 1. Let's go to problem number 2. On July 1, 2022, the entity sold Security A for 1,900,000. What amount should be reported as gain on sale of equity investments in 2022? So choices are given below. On January 1, 2021, Piolo Corporation purchased equity investments held for trading. So again, held for trading. Then securities A, B, C, there's the purchase price, transaction cost, and the market value. Ang tinatanong sa atin, on July 1, 2022, binenta daw si Security A. What amount should be reported as gain on sale? No? So pag-usapan natin yan, let's go to problem number 2. Okay. So in problem number 2 class, ang tinatanong sa atin yung gain on sale ha. Sakyan ko lang ng konti pa. Yan. So again, this is held for trading at alam natin na pag held for trading, it's EIFBPL. So ganun para at least may guide ka na agad. So total cost natin is 6 million. So 1 million plus 2 plus 3 para hindi nakakalito. Okay. Okay. So, alisin ko to. Total cost, so total mo lang tong purchase price, that's 6 million. 3, 4, 5, 6. Ayun, 6 million. Total transaction cost, you have 100, 200, and 300, so that's 600,000. And then the market value at December 31, 2021, we have 1.2 million plus 1.5 plus 3.1, so that's 5.8 million. So ang tanong lang naman kasi sa atin dito is gain on sale. So punta na tayo agad doon. Tignan lang natin si Security A. Proceeds, magkano yung pag pinagbentahan? 1.9 million. And then of course, we have to compare it with the fair market value. Magkano ba yung fair market value natin ng Security A? It's 1.2. Okay? So 1.9 na proceeds less 1.2 na fair market value, then we have gain on sale of 700,000. The answer is letter B. Okay? Pero ganun pa man, pag-usapan natin yung mga pertinent entries. So again, 2021, sabi, di ba, Piolo purchase equity. So paano ang entry natin dyan? Of course, EI, FBPL, and then credit to cash of 6 million. So ito lang lahat yan. And then meron ka dyan transaction cost, and dahil nga ito is EI, FBPL, and held for trading, sabi natin transaction costs are expensed outright. No? So debit transaction cost and credit cash. Now come December 31, 2021, ito na yung mga market value. So total of 5.8 billion. Remember, the total cost was 6 million. So therefore, we have to recognize an unrealized loss of 200,000. So debit unrealized loss, credit EIFBPL for 200,000. Again, paano nakuha yung 200,000? 6 million na cost less the market value of 5.8 million. Again, ko-compare mo lang yung market value with the total cost. Okay? So here's the entries. Here's the entry. Now, come July 2022, binenta daw. So of course, debit cash for 1,900,000. Ito yung proceeds, no? And then credit EIFBPL, ito yung para kay Security A lang ha. Huwag malilito. Hindi binenta yung lahat ng portfolio. Ang binenta lang is Security A. So that's, oops, ba't ganun? Ay, ayaw niya talaga. Hayaan mo na. So that's 1,200,000. Saan nakuha tong 1,200,000? That's the fair market value at December 31, 2021. No? So that's 1 million. Of course, the gain on sale, yun naman na yung na-compute natin kanina. We just compare the proceeds or get the difference no, between proceeds and the fair market value at December 31, 2021. So that's problem number 2. Okay, so ganun kasimple, no? That's equity investment through fair value through P&L. No? So that's held for trading. Balikan natin ngayon yung problem number 3. Problem number 3, what amount of gain should be recognized in OCI for 2021? Piolo Corporation acquired at the beginning of 2021 non-trading equity. So ito na, not held for trading, for 5 million pesos with transaction cost of 550,000 and irrevocably designated as financial asset at fair value through other comprehensive income. So yun na, tapos na yung question. Kasi 'di ba sabi natin, if the problem is silent, even non-trade, non not held for trading equity should be carried at fair value through P&L, no? Pero ito, sumisigaw na ngayong problem. Ang sabi is, it was designated as financial asset at fair value through other comprehensive income. So in that case, ang gagamitin na natin is FVOCI. The fair value was 5.9 million at December 31, and the transaction cost that would be incurred on the sale of the investment is estimated at 500,000. What amount of gain should be recognized in OCI for 2021? Sige, pag-usapan natin to. Let's have problem number 3. Okay, sige. So pansin mo, lagay ko na agad FBOCI kasi ayoko magpapalito dyan dahil magkaiba yung treatment ng FBPL tsaka FBOCI. So ang tinatanong lang naman kasi dito, class, is gain. What is the amount of gain that should be recognized in OCI for 2021? No? So ang fair value noong December 31, 2021 was given. It's 5,900,000. Now, magkano ba yung cost? So dito na kasi nagkakaroon ng difference in treatment, no? So sabi natin, ulitin ko yung discussion natin kanina. Pag FBPL, transaction costs are expense outright. While in FBOCI, transaction costs are included as part of the equity investment cost. No, so therefore, the total cost should be 5,550,000. Paano nakuha yun? That's 5 million plus the transaction cost of 550,000. No? So you add the two, so you get 5,550,000. Okay, so same process na, no? So you have to get the difference. So makukuha natin is unrealized gain of 350,000. So ganun lang siya. Pag-usapan ngayon natin yung mga entries. In 2021, ayun nga, nag-purchase. So the entries are EI, equity investment through fair value at through OCI, other comprehensive income, debit 5,550,000. Kung napansin mo, wala tayong transaction costs na nakahiwalay. Sinama natin lahat doon sa equity investment. No? So therefore, 5 million plus 550,000. So that's 5,550,000. Of course, credit to cash. Now, pagdating ng December 31, 2021, we have to recognize the unrealized gain. So it's debit to FVOCI and credit to unrealized gain of 350,000 pesos. So that's problem number 3 on FVOCI. So at this stage, nakikita mo na yung difference between the two valuation methods, no? So FBPL and FVOCI. Sige, para at least mas maintindihan pa, let's have problem number 4. On July 1, 2022, Piolo sold Securities C for 5,200,000. What is the net adjustments net adjustment to retained earnings as a result of the sale of investment in 2022. So choices are given below. On January 1, 2021, Piolo Corporation purchased non-trading equipment, non-trading equity investments, which are irrevocably designated at FVOCI. So you have security A, B, C. There's the purchase price, transaction cost, and the market value. So let's have problem 4. Okay. So sabi natin FBOCI. So sinabi naman ng problem FBOCI. Total cost, so add mo lang lahat to. Oops, wala na siya. Right. Bakit ito naiwan? Okay. Okay, so sabi natin, di ba, pag FBOCI, the transaction cost should be included as part. Wait lang, may echo kasi. Mute ko lang yung hindi nakamute. Alright. Okay, so going back to problem number 4, sabi natin it's FVOCI, and if it's FVOCI, the total transaction cost, ito, so total natin to, that this would be 700,000. 1 million plus 2 million plus 4 million, 7 million. So sabi natin, ang transaction cost under FBOCI is added to the total cost, no? So that's 7,700,000. Yan na yung total cost natin. Compared with the market value, that's market value was 9,200,000. Kunin mo lang yung sum nito. So meron tayong unrealized gain of 1,500,000. Pero tandaan, ang pinapakuha kasi sa atin dito is net adjustment to retained earnings. So paano yan? Simply, di ba binenta natin yung Securities C for how much? For 5,200,000. Ngayon, pansinin mo, no? Dahil ang kinukuha natin dito is net adjustment to retained earnings, instead of deducting the fair market value, ang kinukuha natin is historical cost. Later on, mas magiging clear pa yan. No? Historical cost for Securities C was 4,400,000. So 4 million plus 400,000. So get the difference, you now have a gain of 800,000. So pag-usapan natin ngayon tong gain on sale, no? So paano kasi, 'di ba? Remember class, in FBOCI, whenever we sell the securities, all the unrealized gains and losses should be close to retained earnings, no? Kaya pag-usapan natin yung mga pertinent entries, no? So on January 1, 2021, sabi, Piolo purchased non-trading equity. So we have to record that, no? This is the purchase of the equity. So debit FVOCI, credit cash, pero for how much? So that's total purchase price plus the transaction cost, no? So that's 7 million pesos. Ay, mali yata to. Dapat to, ito. Okay. Tapos ito, dapat to FBOCI. Okay, sige. Next, come December 31, 2021, nagkaroon tayo ngayon ng market value of 9,200,000. Of course, we have to recognize unrealized gain kasi kinompare natin doon sa total cost natin, original cost natin na 7.7 million. So 9,200,000 less 7.7, so that's 1,500,000. We have to record the unrealized gain by debiting FBOCI and crediting unrealized gain for 1,500,000 pesos. Okay. Pag-usapan na ngayon natin tong sale nung July 1, 2022. Tandaan, ang binebenta lang natin dito ay si Securities C. Okay. So, una, kunin muna natin yung proceeds. No? So, 5,200,000 less the fair market value. So, 4,700,000. So, meron tayong unrealized gain of 500,000. So, okay tayo dyan. Pangalawa, of course, dahil nagbenta tayo, meron nga tayong kailangang i-recognize na debit cash, ito yung proceeds, and credit EIFBOCI for 5,200,000. Ito kasi yung value nung securities natin na binenta. Now, pansinin mo class, meron ka ngayong 500,000 na unrealized gain for product or for security C. Gusto natin kasi palabasin yung 800,000. Paano ba nagkaroon ng 800,000? No? Of course, class, dito, itong entry na to was a compound entry. Pero magkano ba dyan dito sa 1,500,000 yung para kay security C? No? So, padaliin na lang natin. Kunin lang natin yung kay security C. So, meron kang 4,400,000. So, that's 4 million plus 400,000. So, that's the cost, no? Less the fair market value as of December 31, 2021 of 4,700,000. So meron ka ngayong unrealized gain of 300,000. Kaya kung napansin mo, yung kinlose natin sa retained earnings, that's a combination of 500,000 here plus this one. Kaya nakuha natin yung 800,000. Okay? Ngayon class, this is long method, no? Pero pansinin mo, if you're going to solve it using this formula, all you need to do is use the historical cost. So proceeds of 5,200,000 less the historical cost, so that's 4,400,000 and you'll get the same, 800,000. Pero at least, no, ang ginawa nating approach is for you to understand what transpired, no, how to get this 800,000, kinuha natin lahat ng mga pertinent entries. And again, you'll get the same naman. No? So debit unrealized gain and credit retained earnings of 800,000. So the answer is letter C. Okay? So that's problem number 4. Isa pa ba? O sige, isa pa. Let's now have problem number 5. What amount of unrealized loss should be reported for 2022 as component of OCI? On December 31, 2021, Piolo Incorporated appropriately reported a 100,000 unrealized loss. There was no change during 2022 in the composition of the portfolio of non-trading equity securities held at fair value through other comprehensive income. So given are the costs for securities A, B, and C, and also their market value on December 31, 2022. So let's have problem 5. Sige, so isa muna natin. Ang tinatanong lang naman sa atin dito kasi is unrealized loss that should be reported for 2022, no? So unahin muna natin syempre 2021. So ano ba yung cost natin ng 2021? 3,700,000. And then sabi, we have recorded 100,000 unrealized loss on December 31, 2021. So therefore, meron tayong fair market value of 3,600,000 noong December 31, 2021. Okay ko dito. December 31. Okay. So parang in-establish lang natin yung paano yung nangyari noong December 31, 2021. Now, come December 31, 2022, magkano yung fair market value? It's 3,300,000 given. Siyempre, we have to compare it from the fair market value at December 31, 2021, which is 3,600,000. So therefore, the amount of unrealized loss that should be reported for 2022 should be 300,000 pesos. So the answer is letter B. Okay? So ganun kasimple, class. Siguro ang tip lang palagi dito is establish first whether it's FBPL and FVOCI kasi there's difference in the treatment of the transaction cost. Okay, so before we go to problems, the rest of the discussion problems, pag-usapan natin yung mga subsequent transactions. No? So we have this so-called share split, dividends, and share rights. No? So I've also have a recorded session on the shareholders' equity, which will further discuss all these topics. No? Pero at this time, pag-usapan pa rin natin. No? So share split, sabi natin, it is only by a memorandum entry. No? So memorandum only. No? So sample is X company affected that 2:1 share split. On its ordinary shares, the entity now holds a total of 4,000 ordinary shares of X company. No? So ganun din, if it's a bonus issue, or share dividends of the same class. No? So sabi natin, pag same class, kung common stock yung hawak mo, common stock din yung bonus issue na binigay sa'yo, then it will only be through memorandum only. No? So that's an example of a memorandum. Okay. So pansinin lang natin, share split and bonus issue or share dividends, it changes the number of shares held by investor. The total carrying value of investment is unchanged, but the total, there's a change in the carrying value per share. No? So to compute it, that's the total carrying value in peso divided by all shares plus the additional shares. No? So kasi di ba pag share split, ang sinasabi natin dyan, lalo na ito pag 2:1, so tumataas yung number of shares na hawak mo, pero hindi naman tumataas yung carrying value. So the carrying value remains the same, tumaas yung shares mo, so therefore, the carrying value per share decreases. No? So bumababa yung carrying value per share. Okay, so pag-usapan naman natin paano kung share dividends or bonus issue of different class. No? So paano yan? So for example, ang hawak kong investment is common stock and then the investee corporation issues preferred stock as bonus issue. So in that case, we have to allocate the cost of original investment by fair value of the original shares and share dividend, no? Okay, so the journal entry would be to establish the new investment, no? So debit investment in preference shares and credit investment in ordinary shares. No? So kung napansin mo, dahil nga binigyan ka ng bonus issue of different class, so you have to establish the account for the new investment and then deduct it from the original investment. No? So both at fair value. So kailangan natin i-allocate yon and then i-deduct dun sa original investment. So basically class, nagsiset up tayo ng panibagong investment account, no, to effect the bonus issue. No? So that's the treatment pag merong bonus issue or share dividends of different class. So paano naman pag cash dividends? Ito, I'm sure you're very familiar with these different dates, no? Sabi natin, cash dividends are recorded as income if you purchase between declaration date and record date, we have dividends on, no? So meaning the purchase price includes the dividends, no? And if you purchase between the record date and distribution date, there's this X dividend. So meaning you're only purchasing it, you're purchasing it only for the purchase cost, no, excluding the dividends, no. So if it's a property dividend naman, it is recorded as income at the fair value of the non-cash assets, no? So yan yung difference in treatment. Now, what if instead of cash dividends, binigyan ka ng shares, no? So you receive shares in lieu of cash dividends. Paano yung treatment? So you should record it as income at fair value of shares received. Now, if there is no fair value, so you have to record it as cash dividends that would have been received. So tandaan na, instead of, di ba sabi natin, dapat ang ma-receive mo is cash dividends, but the investee corporation opted to give you shares instead. No? So sabi natin, you have to record it as income at fair value of shares received, or kung wala namang fair value, magkano ba talaga yung dapat mong ma-receive as cash dividends. No? So again, you still have to record it as income. Now, what if instead of receiving share dividends, binigyan ka naman ng cash? So sabi natin, we have to treat it as if share dividends are assumed to be received and subsequently sold. And in that case, we have to recognize gain or loss. No? So sabi natin, instead of receiving share dividends, binigyan ka ng cash. No? So i-treat mo yon as if nagbenta ka. So kung nagbenta ka, there's this element of gain or loss, no, that you should recognize. Okay, pag-usapan naman natin yung share rights. So share rights, or simply yung preemptive rights, it is the shareholder's right to maintain his ownership percentage in corporation as the corporation issues new additional shares. No? So paano lang naman tong preemptive right, no? So sabi lang naman dito class, this is one of the basic shareholder rights. Sabi, before offering it to the general public, you must offer it with the existing shareholders first, no? So ganun yan. Ngayon, isa pang idea ng share rights or preemptive right is you're actually selling it at a lower price compared to selling it outside. No? So mas mababa yung benta mo dun sa mga existing shareholders. Now, if you purchase stocks between declaration date and record date, we call it rights on. So meaning, you're purchasing it cost plus the fair value of the rights. No? Kaya rights on. Now, if you purchase it between record date and expiration date, you're buying or purchasing it X rights. No? So sabi natin pag X rights, it's only the cost of the instrument. No? So there's no value related to the rights. Now, we can record it separately or not accounted for separately. No? We'll discuss this here. So sabi natin, now this is the recording of the rights, no? So sabi natin, the rights should be initially measured at fair value. Upon exercise, it's the subscription price plus the fair value of the share rights. That's the cost of the new investment. No? And then upon selling, so of course we record gain or loss. Say for example, the rights expired and you did exercise it. Of course, you have to record loss on share rights and then credit to share rights. Kasi initially, upon receipt, we have recognized or we have established the share rights. No? So it's a debit to share rights. Okay. Now, pansin na, this is accounted for separately. Now, accounted for separately, sinasabi natin dito, there's this theoretical market value. Sinasabi natin theoretical market value is, for example, the problem does not mention anything about the fair value of the rights. No? Kasi sabi natin, di ba? Balikan ko to. Sabi natin, share rights are measured at fair value. Paano kung walang fair value? So ito lang naman yung gagawin natin. Pag walang fair value, if it's rights on, ito class, kaya importante ma-identify natin if it's rights on or X rights kasi merong difference sa formula. So ayun, no? It's fair value of share rights on less the subscription price divided by the number of rights needed to purchase one share plus one if it's rights on. No? So yun yung difference sa formula. Kaya kailangan first we have to analyze if it's rights on or X rights. Okay, so to demonstrate that, let's have problem number 6. So in problem number 6, the requirements are, number 1, what is the gain on the sale of equity investment under FIFO approach? And number 2, what is the gain on the sale of equity investment under average approach? No? So during 2021, Piolo Incorporated bought these shares as investment. So June 1, 20,000 shares at 100 pesos. December 1, 30,000 shares at 120. Now, on January 10, they receive, Piolo received 20% share dividends. And then, these are for 2022, huh? And then July 20, received cash dividends of 10 pesos per share. And then on December 10, sold 30,000 shares at 150 pesos per share. No? So let's have problem number 6. Okay. So doon muna tayo sa requirement number 1. Sabi dyan, FIFO. So, pag-usapan natin yung lot 1, sabi diba 20,000 shares, given naman yan. And then yung December 1, 30,000 shares. Diba pag FIFO, first in, first out, no? So, on January 10, naka-receive daw tayo ng 20% share dividend. So, multiply na natin by 1.2. Paano nakuha yung 1.2? That's 100% plus 20%. No? So, that's 120%. 20 share dividends yun class, no? So kaya minultiply natin, no? So 20,000 multiplied by 120%, so that's 24,000. 30,000 multiplied by 1.2, that's 36,000. Now, tandaan, hindi nagbago yung carrying cost natin. It remains at 2 million and 3,600,000 respectively. Pero nagbago yung cost per share natin. So, prove natin. No? So that's 2 million. Tsaka 3,600,000. Ayan. Cost per share is 2 million divided by 24,000. Ito na kasi yung new shares, no, after dividend share. I mean, after the share dividend, no? Share dividend. This is the carrying value. Carrying value. Okay. So kung napansin mo, while tumaas yung number of shares that we hold, hindi naman nagbago yung carrying value. Pero pansinin mo na yung cost per share was decreased, no? Due to the increase in the number of shares, no? Shares after dividend. Okay. So 83.33, so that's 2 million divided by 24,000, 83.33. 3,600,000 divided by 36,000, so that's 100 pesos. Okay. Pag-usapan ngayon natin yung, ang tinatanong kasi sa requirement number 1, gain on the sale of equity under FIFO. So sabi natin, pag FIFO, first in, first out. So magkano ba yung binenta? Ayun, 30,000 shares. So saan manggagaling yung 30,000 shares natin? Yung first would be from, kaya nga 'di ba, first in. So dun sa 24,000. Kunin muna natin tong 24,000. Magkano yung valuation? So sabi, magkano yung proceeds? 150. 150 less the cost per share of 83.33 or simply 1,600,000. Ulitin ko, paano nakuha yung 1,600,000? 150 yung proceeds, yun yung benta, diba? Magkano yung cost? 83.33. 150 less 83.33 multiplied by 24,000, it's 1,600,000. So kung 30,000 yung binenta, unang 24,000 is from June 1 lot or from lot 1. So meron ka lang natirang 6,000. 6,000 manggagaling from lot 2. Layin ko lang din ulit. So 150, again that's the proceeds, less 100, yung cost per share ng lot 2. So multiply by 6,000, so that's 300,000. So the answer to requirement number 1 is 1,900,000 or letter A. O pag-usapan natin pag average method naman. Pag average method class, walang ano to eh, basic, no? Parang kunin mo lang yung total, so that's 50,000 multiply by the share dividend of 1.2, so meron kang 60,000. 60,000 divide by 5,600,000 divide by 60,000, so that's 93.33. So lagay ko lang dito 5,600,000 divided by the new shares. So that's 93.33. Lagay ko rin dito to para hindi ka nalilito. Okay. Now, 150, again, that's the proceeds, less 93.33 o yung cost per share natin, multiply by 30,000, so that's 1,700,000, no? So the answer to requirement number 2 is also letter A. So that's problem number 6. Okay? So let's have problem number 7. What total cost should be recorded for the new shares that are acquired by exercising the rights? Ito naman. Share rights naman pag-usapan natin. No? So Piolo Incorporated owned 50,000 shares of another entity. These 50,000 shares were originally purchased for 100 pesos per share. The investee distributed 50,000 rights to the entity. So kung napansin mo, 1 share is equivalent to 1 right. No? So, one share is equivalent to one right if the problem is silent. No? Ngayon kasi, it could be that pwede kasi mangyari na one share is equivalent to X number of rights. No? Kaya depende sa problem. No? Piolo was entitled to buy one new share for 140,000 and five of these rights. Each share had a market value of the share is 150 pesos. Pero ang binibenta lang sa'yo ng 140. So kaya nga pag talagang may share ka and there's a share right involved, mas mababa yung benta sa'yo. No? So ganoon naman palagi ito class even in practice. No? Okay, so Piolo exercise all rights. Okay, the share rights are accounted for separately and measured initially at fair value. So what total cost should be reported for the new shares that are acquired by the exercising the rights? Now, so let's have problem number 7. Oops. Okay. So problem number 7, sabi natin, one share is equals to one right. So wala tayong problema dyan. Ngayon, pag-usapan lang natin, ilan ba yung number of shares involved, no? Okay, so sabi, meron daw 50,000 rights na binigay kay Piolo. Ayan, no? The invested distributed 50,000 rights to the entity. Piolo was entitled to buy one new share for 140 and 5 of these rights. No? So one share is over 5 rights. Para ma-compute natin yung 10,000 shares, so that's 50,000 multiplied by 1 divided by 5. No? So meron tayo ngayon, we are entitled to buy 10,000 shares. Ang tinatanong lang sa atin dito is, magkano ba yung total cost nung dapat nating i-record? No? Kasi sabi dito, di ba, Piolo exercise all the rights. No? So subscription price would be 10,000 shares multiplied by 140. Itong 140 class is the price, no? Subscription price of 140. So that's 1,400,000. Now, we also have to include the fair value of rights. Tandaan yan class, 50,000 rights multiplied by, magkano ba yung fair value of the rights? Each right had a market value of 10. So multiply by 10. So that's 500,000. So the total cost of the new shares would be 1,900,000. So the answer is letter B. Pero siguro para mas ma-appreciate pa yung concept, let's have the pertinent entries. No? So upon receipt of the rights, sabi natin we have to recognize it initially at fair value. So what's the fair value of the share, right? It's 10 pesos. No? Debit share rights of 500,000 and credit equity investment of 500,000. Okay. Now upon exercise, so debit equity investment of 1,900,000, credit cash of 1,400,000. Etong cash na to, this is related to the subscription price class, no? And pansinin mo, kinlose na natin yung share rights. No? Share rights of 500,000. So kapag magti-T account ka, wala nang balance yung share rights, napunta na lahat sa equity investment. No? So therefore, tandaan lang palagi class na if there is share right involved, then you have to include it as part of the total cost of the new shares. So that's 1,900,000. Okay, so that's problem number 7. Para siguro mas ma-appreciate pa, let's have problem number 8. What is the cost of the new investment assuming all of the share rights are exercised by the investor? Piolo Incorporated issued rights to subscribe to its share capital, the ownership of 4 shares entitling the shareholders to subscribe for 1 share at 100 pesos. An investor owned 50,000 shares with total cost of 5 million pesos. The share is quoted right on at 125. The share rights are accounted for separately and measured initially at fair value. So, ito na class. Sabi dyan, share rights are accounted for separately and measured initially at fair value. Pero class, parang wala ako nakikitang information about the share rights, the fair value of share rights. No? Parang wala. No? So therefore, we have to use the theoretical market value. So let's have problem number 8. Ay, sobra laki. Yun. Sige. Okay, sige. Isa-isa mo natin ang mga given. So meron ka dyan rights on at 125. Subscription price of 100. And then number of rights of 400. No? So una muna natin syempre step na gagawin is identify natin number of shares. So sabi, di ba, binigyan ka ng 50,000 rights. And then 1 share over 4 rights. No? So entitled ka to 50,000 rights, pero ma-exercise mo yun every 4 rights, meron ka 1 share. So that's equivalent to 12,500 shares. So okay na tayo dyan. Ngayon, dahil nga wala tayong fair value of the rights, so gamitin natin yung formula ng theoretical market value. Pero tandaan, di ba, sabi natin, kailangan natin ma-identify whether it's right on or X rights kasi nga meron tayong difference in formula. So ito, given naman na right on, so wala tayong problema. Ayun, gumana naman dito. Okay. So fair value rights on less the subscription price. So fair value rights on is 125 less the subscription price of 100. So 125 less 100, so that's 25. Number of rights needed, that's 4 plus 1 is equals to 5. So 25 divided by 5, so that's 5. Here's now the theoretical market value. Now we're ready to compute for the fair value of rights, no, or the total cost of the new investment. So you have the subscription of 12,500 shares. Multiply by the subscription price of 100. So that's 1,250,000. And the fair value of rights, 50,000. Multiply by 5. Ayun, saan nanggaling yung 5? Okay, so that's 250,000. So add the 2. So you'll get the cost of the new investment of 1,500,000. No? So that's letter A. Okay, so that's problem number 8. Okay, so that ends our discussion on equity investment.
This has been your instructor, Mark Gibson. Thank you for learning with us. See you in our next discussion. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya!